Let's assume that you're moving to a rented house. What would you keep in mind? Decluttering and arranging stuff. Change the wall colors maybe. Change the drapes and blinds. Get new electrical fittings. But would you demolish a load-bearing wall? Probably not. Because you may be crushed under the rubble of your own foolishness. But Democrats love taking down load-bearing walls. One such load-bearing wall or policy is America's Iran policy. It was expected from Biden to change the color of the policy a bit, but his complete hammering down of Trump's carefully constructed Iran policy is horrific to say the least. Hi, I'm Atul Mishra, and you're watching TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. And I will explain to you the dangerous games of President Biden as far as his Iran policy is concerned. It's not even been a month in the White House for American President Joe Biden, and he is already on his path to destroy the legacy of his predecessor Donald Trump in the Middle East. The latest straw being the US pulling out of the Yemen war and leaving its ally Saudi Arabia in the lurch to fight the Iran-backed Houthi rebels. Furthermore, the Biden administration has already lifted sanctions on the Houthi rebels, which were imposed during the Trump administration, thereby giving added cushion to Iran to pursue its geopolitical goals. If it seems too much information to unpack in few seconds, then fret not. We will peel every single layer of Biden's untimely decision and how it unwittingly helps Iran. The newly crowned 46th president of the USA, Joe Biden, on Thursday announced that the US will end its support for the war in Yemen, marking a break with 6 years of military assistance from Washington for the Saudi-led coalition. This war has to end, and to underscore our commitment, we are ending all American support for offensive operations in the war in Yemen, including relevant arms sales, the US president said in a speech at the State Department. Biden's sudden decision to fold the USA's card and leave the table comes as a shock to many, with Saudi Arabia still engaged in a precarious battle with Iran-backed Houthi rebels who currently have the capital city under control. Furthermore, the Biden administration has also decided to stop the arms export to the KSA, UAE, and other Arab allies of America. These weapons were being used to fight the Houthis, and a sudden din in the arms supply would give rebels the upper hand, which in turn will bolster Iran. What compounds the problem is the fact that the Treasury Department last week said that it will be removing certain sanctions placed on the Houthis by the Trump administration. Before leaving the White House, former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo had designated Houthis as a foreign terrorist organization, which brought along certain sanctions. Whether it's the right or wrong decision to pull out of a war, which to begin with was the making of a previous Democrat president, is for the subject experts to argue. But the rationale says that the US under Biden is working to strengthen Iran, who will find its way in the impoverished Arab country and gain access to the strategically important maritime chokeholds like the Bab el-Mandab Strait. The Yemen war that started somewhere in 2015 has now continued for over 6 years, with a military stalemate between Iran-backed Houthi rebels and government-backed army by Saudi Arabia, the United States, and other Western nations, plunging the country into a deep humanitarian crisis. With the US pulling out, the war is not expected to die all of a sudden. Albeit, it is expected to stretch to posterity as KSA is not leaving the ground anytime soon. The KSA has been adamant that it wants to defeat the Houthi rebels and end Iranian influence in Yemen and ultimately restore Abdrabbuh Mansour Hadi's government. Biden's soft spot for Iran can be gauged by the fact that he has appointed Robert Malley as the US Special Envoy to Iran. Malley was the White House coordinator for the Middle East, North Africa, and the Gulf region under President Barack Obama and had helped negotiate the strategically farce 2015 nuclear deal. And it's not only Saudi Arabia that is being sidelined by Biden's US. Israel, which had become a much closer ally for Donald Trump during his 4-year tenure as the president, is seemingly drifting away from Washington. The reason being, Joe Biden has restored aid to the pro-Palestine groups, which is bound to anger Israeli PM Benjamin Netanyahu. Biden is also a big proponent of the two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which certainly is not a favorable message for Israel. And also, Biden is yet to have a telephonic conversation with the Israeli PM. Under Trump, the Middle East had started coming together, with Israel actively engaging in the conversation. Abraham Accords between Israel and several Arab states were a milestone that was seen as a precursor to peace and stability in the region. However, with Biden adamant on sitting across the table with Iran to renew the joint comprehensive plan of action, giving a constant cold shoulder to Israel, and now ditching the de facto leader of the Arab world, Tehran must be hoping in joy at the gift hamper served on a golden platter with embellished wrapping paper by the one and only Joe Biden.